guys and girls. Yes, I remember I'm live now. I didn't get a signal, but I'm getting good at this. And I'm waiting for Michael to join me because today we do our show Vocalize So You'll Rise. So Michael and I have been preparing a little thing.
Hello.
About, hi there. I just said we have been preparing a little thing about how to increase courage to stand up to others by conquering fear one stride at a time. And you probably know why I didn't say one step at a time. Didn't feel right to use one step at a time. I was like, So, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. A little tired.
You've been busy.
Yeah, I've been busy. Well, so were you. I believe you both were on some gaming channel with Evan Carmichael and Drew.
Yeah, I try to be on his lives, streams whenever I can.
Mm-hmm.
Just
yeah, that's good. So, you want to share a little bit about your video series? What you're about to record or already have recorded?
I started a new show called Empowering Discussions with a Disabled Man. It's basically just I bring on a guest. They interview me, ask me any questions they want, anything about disability, any misconceptions they have, anything they may think of is one way is actually another way, and then we just talk about whatever they want. And then I have 5 questions at the end that I have specifically ask of them that I created because I love the show Inside the Actor Studio. I'm not sure if you ever heard of it. I love that show. So I came up with 5 questions of my own to basically mimic that survey. And then I really enjoyed it so far. I've only had one episode. We had Angela Vasquez on it. It was really good.
Yeah, that's the best kickoff you can get with Angela.
She was really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
So that's good. That's amazing. So I saw how you promoted it. It was like looking at a glossy magazine. I loved that cover.
Yeah, I did that on purpose because since I'm a writer, I figured I saw the magazine on Canva, and I just put Angela's picture and a few headlines on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. It looked really good. So that means that basically, because of what they're asking, you probably have a little bit more input on our Monday shows straight after, or
that's part of the plan. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I love how we brainstorm together prior to the show. Like, okay, what are we going to talk about? And we nicely seem to align.
What was that?
We seem to nicely align.
Yeah.
So, so for the viewers who do not know, either I write something and then Michael, he edits a little something, or he writes down something, and then I add a little something or I edit a little something, and so we make it work together. So cool.
Collaboration is what it's all about.
Yeah, that's right. So how long have we been doing this now? For a little over a month. This is the 5th show, I think.
Yeah, I think this is the 4th show.
The 4th? Yeah, depends on how you count the first one, because we did sort of as a concept version.
3. Yeah, we did one that was just us, and then we did one with Chris and Joe, and then we did one with one of the guests.
Yeah, I know we did one with Chris too.
Yeah,
he really loved it, and who else? I'm in rec right now. I've just recovered from COVID, so I'm glad I'm here at this time. I'm later than usual. Yeah, last week I
That's too
presented
bad.
with symptoms of COVID, so
But
I'm happy to already be over and done with it. Well, except for the after effects. That's it.
thankfully, thankfully, I have it. My wife had it though, but she was on the couch for like a month.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I'm so used to struggling with my own things. As you may know, I've got EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So
yeah.
Dr. Danlos both found out about people with hypermobility and then some more. And apparently a specific gene that's off the chart. But anyway, um,
I've heard
because
of
I'm
that,
so
but
used.
I had it.
I'm sorry.
I've heard of that, but I didn't know you had it.
Oh well, I've got hypermobility,
Okay.
so that's why I've been walking with crutches for 7 years, and that's why my knee now caved in, and I'm using a brace. That's why I'm getting one for my right knee as well tomorrow. It's all due to hypermobility. So the going 2 times a week to the physical therapist is because of that.
Yeah.
But the EDS is more than just hypermobility. It also affects the lungs and so basically everything that consists of ligaments,
Hmm.
which of course also encapsulates our organs, can give a problem.
Yeah. I bet. Yeah.
So also,
Hmm.
yeah, but yeah, I'm glad I got my vaccinations. So I guess that made a difference.
Yeah. I
So
hope so.
and the booster shot.
Let's hope.
Yeah, but then again, like I said, I'm so used to having sinusitis as a result of everything that's going on. Every day I get up and it's like, how much energy do I have? Did I drink enough so I don't have a headache? And basically, and a lot of people were surprised by this, but I guess that you know this too, is um, being able to regenerate energy on the spot.
Being able to what now?
Regenerate energy on the spot if
Oh.
needed.
I have uh Epstein-Barr virus, so I can be like completely fine, and then I'll get really tired, so I won't be able. I'll be able like need to go to bed and take a nap, and yeah, it'll wipe me out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I know that feeling. I've got, when I've been to the physical therapist or done something else, then I might get very tired. Then I may need to lie down for a while. And then I get back up again. And then, okay, can go again. But usually, even when I'm really tired, when I do a live, that usually helps me. Like, oh yeah, here, I can go again. So that's good.
that's good. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
So I like your hair nowadays.
Thank you.
Seems like it's less and less each time.
Yeah, this is the boldest I've ever been.
Yeah. So what's the scar on your head? I didn't
Oh,
see it last time. So what
just
happened? Did they take off a piece of your skull?
one of my operations. I had 2 operations on my head because of putting in shunts and taking out shunts, and because one malfunctioned, and yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
Thankfully, 2 of them though on my head.
So is there original bone in there, or do you have a metal plate by now?
No, it's all bone. The only metal I have I have metal pins in my legs.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So what happens when you go through customs? Because I know that whenever I'm in a wheelchair, the question, of
I
course,
people.
is can I get up or not? So if I can't get up, I need to get swapped twice. If I can't get out, I get swapped once. And of course, nowadays they need to swap the brace too.
Yeah,
So how does that work for you?
I don't go through the machine. They wand me, and
Yeah.
knowing it's gonna be because I've got metal. Like I've got my braces usually on if I travel. Well, always on if I travel, and then I have the pins in my legs. So no matter what, I've got metal in my legs. So I don't go through the machine, but they do wand me, and then I tell them what I've got, so they don't freak out and arrest me.
I remember the very first time that I went through the X-ray, and I was, I have got two pins in my foot. Can you see it? No. Ah. But of course, the crutches, because they're all pins, I basically tell them, just put them through the X-ray machine. Don't bother with it. As long as I can sit down straight away again. But I remember the first time I had to take off my shoes because they were like boots. And
Mm-hmm.
so then you need to take them off. So depending on where I am, I need to take them off or not.
Yeah.
And by that time, and at first I couldn't stand without them because I would really lose my balance. So I remember being in Germany, getting a wheelchair from the airport, and then I had friends there who were leaving. They were going back to the US. I was, of course, going back to the Netherlands. So I was there for a couple of hours, and I was just racing around in the wheelchair because they gave me a big wheel wheelchair. Basically, I asked for a big wheel wheelchair, so I had freedom. So by the time I had to go through security, it was like, yeah, we've encountered something on that wheelchair. And it was like, yeah, it's yours. I don't know what you've done with it. So they had to get the police, the Bundespolizei,
Okay.
to swap the whole thing. And it was like, I'm going to miss that plane. And they tried to calm me down because I was like, I'm going to miss it. And then, okay. Why aren't they here? It was like, there are some funny things that happen when you have to go through customs with
Mm-hmm.
braces and wheelchairs and all that stuff.
Yeah. Thankfully, I've only ever been out of the country once.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I've been with a wheelchair through customs more often than you have.
Yeah. I went to Ireland when I was 19, so that was 25 years ago.
Okay. What brought you to Ireland?
When I was 19, I got chosen to be on the Irish youth team. 15 kids flew from America to Ireland and participated in Olympic Games, like wheelchair races, uh, javelin, triple jump, slalom, swimming, things like that. So I went
Mm-hmm.
there. I did 3 wheelchair racing events, 1 swimming event. I won 3 gold, 1 silver, and that was it. Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Amazing.
Thank
Cool.
you.
So, were you able to hear what they were saying, the Irish people? I mean, they have a thick accent.
Yeah, I understood most of it, and it was funny. I was there for 2 weeks, so I was able to fake the accent pretty well. But yeah, I was.
Oh,
Yeah,
you were actually able to reproduce their accent.
yeah. Not, I mean,
Okay.
it wasn't. I was in Dublin for 2 weeks, and then well, 1 week I was in Dublin. 1 week I was in Wexford. So the accents weren't that bad, actually. They weren't that deep. I've heard really bad, well, not bad, but deep, where it's hard to figure out. But the ones I heard over
Yeah.
there were pretty.
Yeah, I don't know which one is worse, Irish or Scottish. Well, I'm used to Scottish because my
I'd say
brother-in-law is
I would say,
Scottish.
but I'm not used to accents.
Yeah. So what would you say?
I would say Scottish,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I'm
I believe Joe says so too. She's great at imitating all those accents from England.
yeah.
Just recently she was doing some, and it was really funny. She was supposed to be here, but maybe she didn't know that we were starting an hour later. So, or she's simply tired. Could be too.
Yeah.
Um.
My wife
Anyway.
can do accents really well. I can't do accents at all.
Well, I can only do a little like what we call plat Haag. So that's the, how do I say it? It's not so much the local language in The Hague. It's more like, so like you have proper English,
Hmm.
where like Queen Elizabeth,
Yeah, King
and
English.
then you have the one where they literally chew on every word, and which is like rural English,
Hmm.
which is for the not so sophisticated people. So
Hmm.
I'm not implying that people who are living in the rural area are not sophisticated. That's not what I'm trying to say, but there's a difference between those who went to university, all that stuff, and
Yeah.
especially from the royal house.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we have this icon. It's an animation figure. Well, animation is drawn, so it's not a cartoon. It's not an animation, but something in between.
Hmm.
Um, and he's called Haagse Harry, so that's the Harry from The Hague. Haagse, The Hague, Harry.
Hmm.
He has got this, what do you call it? A mullet,
Hmm.
where you have the hair like all the way long in the back, and then it's
Oh, okay.
shaven here.
I don't know what that. I've seen it, but I don't know. I don't know what it's called.
I think it's called a mullet.
Okay.
Um, anyway, back in the 80s, that was normal, together with the training suits. Did you
Okay.
have training suits over there too back then?
Training suits? I don't think so.
Oh, we had those training suits with the flashy colors, and you had them in all shapes and sizes, and usually you would wear them if you were working out and you would go to a gym. But at
Hmm.
some point, everyone would be wearing them, and yeah, so like trekking suits, and they were basically it was like some sort of statement for what kind of people they were.
Yeah.
But I'm saying all the wrong things probably, but the people who know what I'm talking about Haagse Harry, they love probably. So to give you and hi there, someone is up
Well,
late. Um, so for I know you can't hear it, but I'm just going to say it anyway. So, decent Dutch would be 55 ijzeren pijpleidingen. And then when you do it in plat Haags, it's 55 ijzeren pijpleidingen. So that's sort of the difference.
that was cute, but I have no idea what you just said.
I said 55 iron pipes.
Okay.
55, it's 55, 55. Iron, ijzeren, ijzeren, and then pijpleidingen. So that's the pipes which are attached to whatever. This pipe, tap, it's the difference. Yeah, I'm just being a little bit silly here. So Rosie's here too.
Hello, Rose.
Maybe, maybe we should start.
Good.
Yeah, it's
This is a
funny.
good way to get. You know?
Sorry?
It's a good way to wait for people to come in, though.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I have to say that talking about how we were dressed back then, so I don't know what the English word is, but back then, the people who were going to rave the city parties, did you have the
Hmm.
raves and
Race,
the
no.
house parties?
I,
No, the
I,
rave.
I house party, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, okay. Well, early 90s, you had rave parties, rave the city, which basically was playing house. And
Yeah.
then, so if you compare it to black, um, it was, IDTV had black, black and white dance parties. And you would be either dressed totally in black or you would either be totally dressed in white.
Okay.
Well, and the black, that's the louder music with the constant beep, 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 and all those sounds. Weet je, it's where the white is more the mellow, more the trance.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones with the most noise, that's basically Rave the City. That's
Okay.
with the sirens and you must know um, Anita and oh, what were they called? Twilight. That song, the Twilight song. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm trying to come up with things. There are a million things running around in my head. My head is a little uh, jumpy lately, I guess. So, okay. So back to what I wanted to say was back in those days,
Hmm.
I was wearing sneakers, and at those rave to city parties, there was a certain way of dancing. So you would be standing on one foot, and you would hop on one foot, all the way across the room, and then you would
Yeah.
turn around and do some other stuff. And then one day, I wasn't wearing my sneakers; I was wearing heels, and a skirt. And of course, the floor was covered in beer and dirt. So there went.
So you
And
did
I
a split.
got yeah, I fell on my elbow, and
I hate
so
that.
it was cut. All the
Hmm.
dirt came in there, and then 2 weeks later, it was swollen from here to there.
Oh damn.
Uh, yeah, and well, it's still not good nowadays, and it's like 3 decades later. So that was
Mm.
the first of my encounters with housework.
I have one on my elbow right now, but it's a very small one.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
Oh, stay away from it.
Like
Oh,
that.
yeah, I can tell. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a small
It
one.
hurts.
Well, the
It'll.
cut was actually smaller than that one. Just the
Oh wow.
result wasn't.
Hmm. Oh wow. Damn.
Yeah, dirt, beer. So,
What,
you know,
what,
it was dirt and beer which was entering the wound. And
yeah, that doesn't sound good.
yeah, so they flushed it and all that stuff. But,
Hmm.
I can't keep away from all those stuff. So, probably my fault. But yeah, that was the first time I couldn't do anything with my left arm. Fortunately, I'm primarily right-handed. No, that's not true. I use both hands, but I'm primarily right. But I'm left-handed as well. So, but I think that was the first time that I started doing things, primarily with one hand, and then later on, this hand didn't work anymore. This wrist. At the
Hmm.
beginning of the computer age, it was straight after, I suppose. Yeah, I think that was maybe a year later that I couldn't use this one anymore. And then they said, well, you need to take it easy. So then I started to do all the typing with this hand. And then I had two hands that didn't function anymore
Oh
and
wow.
two elbows. Try to cut your meat. Try to open a bottle when you have two hands that are not working.
Oh, I'm sure that.
Brush your
Yeah.
teeth. Yeah. So I had my fair share of things early on. And still, people didn't know that there was something wrong with
Hmm.
my hypermobility. They just didn't know. So, okay.